All right, so now I would like to tell you a little bit more about the disease profile assignment. If you go into the Assessments tab on the left-hand side of your screen in the main course page, and then you go into the disease profile folder, that's where you're going to find the information about this. So you have first, I think it's going to be first, it is when I go into the student mode here, is a wiki, which is kind of like a shared Google Doc. It's kind of Blackboard's version of a shared Google Doc. But you can go in, you're going to put your name in the first column, like a table there that you'll see. You might have to click edit, so you can put, type in your own information. You'll put your name, and then in the second column, the disease that you're going to choose. So polio or whatever. The key is you cannot pick something that another student has picked. So whoever, I can see the date and time and everything that each person edits it. So whoever picks something first, if there's a duplicate, I'm going to come back and say, sorry, you're going to have to pick another disease. So also within this folder of information, you have the rubric. You're going to want to look at that before you make your PowerPoint presentation. And then you have the guidelines, which is even more important. It tells you what to include in the presentation. I just realized I don't have in here now, but I will, as soon as I finish this video, I will put in a document that shows kind of easy instructions on how to include audio in a PowerPoint presentation. If you haven't done that before, it's quite easy, and it's a handy skill to have. It's a handy thing to know how to do. I don't know if I call it a skill, but so I will put that in there. There's a couple links here. One is called NIU Library Tutorials. So I expect you to include at least one peer-reviewed academic article, journal article, in your reference list, which will be on the last slide of the presentation. There are some tutorials on the NIU Library page that shows like how to access journal articles, how to search for, a certain article, if you already know an article that you want to find, how to get full text of an article, stuff like that. The other link in here that says Dr. Beth McGowan, NIU Public Health Librarian, she is our dedicated health sciences librarian. She's fabulous. You can ask me questions about, the library stuff, accessing library materials, but if you want help, like, not just for this class, but she's just a great resource to have. If you want help searching for something or really anything library related, she can help you. There's a folder called APA Style and Writing. Now, we're not doing a lot of APA stuff in this class. It's not like you're writing a long, lengthy research paper that will be in APA format. So you don't even necessarily need all the information that's in this folder, but I thought it might be handy for you to have just for other classes or whatnot too. So the reference list for this presentation, which again should be on the last slide, and the in-text citation, which will be on the information provided on each individual slide, should be in APA format. So look through these resources if you haven't used APA before. Maybe you have used it quite extensively and all this is old hat to you. But for those of you who haven't had to use it much yet, hopefully that'll be helpful. I think that's it. So just a reminder, check back in that syllabus schedule, because on Friday of week 1, you have your topic due in the wiki. And then Friday of week 2, your presentation is due with the audio. So the presentation will actually be submitted, quote unquote, in the discussion board that you'll see that says disease profile assignment. The reason it's submitted that way is because then in week 3, you will be reviewing a couple of your classmates' presentations. So you'll get to learn a little bit about a couple of their diseases other than the one that you picked. And then you're going to provide some feedback to your classmate. So several purposes to doing that. And you'll get points for your feedback that you provide to your classmate. And I'll post some other instructions on that when we get to that point. But just take one thing at a time. Just don't procrastinate this, because it's a fair amount of work. Again, it's not a huge assignment. Don't stress out too much over it. But do take time, put effort into it, and do a good job. I think that's all I have to say at the moment. Thanks again.